Hey students, if you're watching this video, you should be doing the homework assignment, page 495, number 7, then 23 through 28. If this is not the assignment that you're on, then you're watching the wrong video. And let's continue on. Let's take a look at number 7. They want us to find the surface area of this cone right here, number 7. Now, first of all, notice they've given us the slant height, 5. And notice also they have not given us the radius. Do you see that? They're trying to trick you here. They've given us the diameter all the way across. Do you see that? And so the radius is going to equal 2, half of 4. If the whole diameter is 4 all the way across, then the radius is 2. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and use our formula, which is area of base plus pi RL. And of course, area of base is going to be a circle. So really for area of base, it's pi r squared plus pi RL. So I'm going to go ahead and put 3.14 for pi times 2 squared. And then over here, 3.14 times my radius, which is 2, times my slant height, which is 5. Okay? So let's see. Over here, we should get, I believe, 12.56 if you multiply this group of numbers here together correctly. Then over here, you should get 31.4. Add those two numbers together, and we should get, let's see, looks like 43.96. 43.96, and I think the answer they rounded to the nearest whole number, so 44 inches squared. There we go. That's how you find the surface area of a cone. Let's take a look at number 23. Now my drawings are really blurry, and I'm sorry, I'm not sure what happened with my camera when I did this, but you've got your book to look at, so that should be sufficient. Notice they do give you the slant height. The slant height is 22, and notice they do give you the radius. The radius is 9. So let's go ahead and find the surface area of this pyramid. Or this cone. Shouldn't be too hard. It is area of base plus pi RL. Of course, the base is pi r squared plus pi RL. So for pi, I'm going to put 3.14. And for the radius, I will put a 9, be squared. And then for pi, 3.14, the radius would be 9. And the slant height would be 22. Okay, let's go ahead and multiply 3.14 times 9 squared. If you do that correctly, students, you should get out 254.34. Okay, and now let's multiply these three numbers together and see what we get out. You should get out 621.72, and we're going to add those two numbers together, and you should get out, if you do it correctly, 876.06. And let's see if that's right. Yes, they have theirs rounded to 877. They probably used a bigger number for pi, more decimal places, but this is definitely sufficient. That would be meters squared. Meters squared. Let's take a look at number 24. Notice they give us the slant height again, so we know that L equals 10, and we know the radius equals 4. So we are ready to find the surface area of this cone, and of course it's area of base plus 2 pi L, and well, that's not right, sorry about that. So pi RL, there we go. So area of base would be pi r squared plus pi RL. For pi, I'll put 3.14. For radius, it would be a 4. For pi, it would be 3.14. So we'll come over here, and for pi, we'll put 3.14. And for the radius, we'll put 4. And for the slant height, we'll put 10. All right, let's go ahead and multiply this set of numbers right here together. 3.14 times 4 squared would give us 50.24. And now let's go ahead and multiply these numbers here together. And let's see, we get 12.56, so 125.6 is what you would get. And if you add those two numbers together, you will get 175.84, and that would be feet squared. All right, let me check and make sure that is right. Yes, that is correct. And moving on to the next one, number 25. All right, number 25, they do give us the slant height, but they do not give us the radius. So please look carefully at the problem. They give us the whole diameter going across. Do you see that in your book? It's 14. So the radius will be 7, half of 14, and the slant height will be 25. And if you're having a hard time seeing the slant height, then take your book and turn this so that the cone is like this, and then you will see the slant height is right here. Okay, so they do give you the slant height, and let's go ahead and write that again. So our radius would be 7 and our slant height will be 25. So here's my formula. S equals pi r squared, that's the base, plus pi r l. So for pi, I'm going to substitute 3.14. The radius, I'll substitute 7. For pi, I'm going to substitute 3.14. For the radius, I'll substitute 7. And for the slant height, I'll substitute 25. All right, let's go ahead and multiply this first set of numbers right here together. 3.14 times 7 squared, which is 49, and you'll get out 153.86. Now let's multiply these three numbers together. 3.14 times 7 times 25, 549.5, and we add these two numbers together, and if you add them correctly, you should get 703.36 meters squared. Now let me check the answer real quick and make sure that's right. Yes, that is correct. Moving on to the next one, number 26. Notice they do give us the slant height, so that's good. So we do have the slant height, L equals 10. They give us the diameter, so the radius would be 6. Let's go ahead and find the surface area. The surface area would be pi r squared plus pi r l. And so 3.14 times 6 squared plus 3.14 times 6 times 10. All right. Let's go ahead and multiply 3.14 times 6 squared. That would give us 113.04. And now let's multiply these three numbers here together. Let's see, 84 would be 188.4. So if you multiply those three numbers together, you'll get this. And then add those two numbers together, and you should get 301.44 square centimeters. All right, take a look and see if that's right. Yes, that is correct. And now let's take a look at number 27. Now please notice they don't give us the radius, they give us the diameter. So the radius is 9. Do you see that? And look at this. Look in your book and see they do not give us the slant height. They do not. They give us the height. So we're going to have to draw a triangle that goes like this, and then a right triangle that comes down like this, and then over right there, and there's your right triangle. So let's draw that right triangle right here. And we know the length of this side right here would be 9. That's your radius right here, half of 18. And we know this side here is 40. So here's our right angle. Let's go ahead and find the slant height. 9 squared plus 40 squared equals 8 squared. And that would be 81 plus 1600 would give us 1681 equals 8 squared. And now we're going to take the square root of that number, and we get 41. So 41 equals h. Now I'm going to erase, see this right here, students? I'm going to erase that in about 5 seconds. So if you need to pause the video and back it up and watch it again, then feel free to do that. So now we know the slant height is 41. All right. I'm going to erase that. Erase that. And now let's go ahead and find the surface area of the cone. The surface area is the area of the base, which is pi r squared plus pi r l. So I'm going to make a substitution here for pi, 3.14. The radius is going to be 9. And then right here for the pi is going to be 3.14 times 9 times 41. If you multiply 3.14 times 9 squared, you will come up with 254.34. And if you multiply 3.14 times 9 times 41, you will come up with 1,158.66. Add those two numbers together, and you will come up with exactly 1,413. All right, and that would be yards squared. Yards squared. Okay, one more problem and we're finally done. So notice again, unfortunately, they do not give us the slant height. They do give us the radius. The radius is 10. R equals 10, but they do not give us the slant height. So I'm going to have to go ahead and draw my triangle here that comes down and then goes over, and then this right here. So there's my triangle. It looks something like this. We know the height going up here is 24. We know the radius going across is 10. So I have 24 squared plus 10 squared, leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. And we would get 676. If you square the 24 and then square the 10 and add the two numbers together, you will get 676. And the square root of 676 is 26. So 26 equals 8. So your slant height right here, this hypotenuse, this slant height, is going to be 26. So L equals 26. Now I'm getting ready to erase this. If you want to pause the video and back it up, feel free to do that. We're going to go ahead now and find the surface area of this cone. So in order to find the surface area, it's area of base, which is pi r squared, plus pi r l. So for pi right here, I'm going to substitute 3.14. For r, I'm going to substitute 10 squared, or 10. For pi, I'm going to substitute 3.14. For r, it'll be 10. And for the slant height, that will be 26. All right, if you multiply 3.14 times 10 squared, you will get out 314. And if you multiply 3.14 times 10 times 26, you will get out 816.4. Add those two numbers together, and you will get 1,130.4 inches squared. Let me check and make sure that's right. Yep, that is correct. And that is the answer you would want. Okay, hope this video has been a help to you. And we'll see you in class next week.